welcome back to day 21, I think. Yeah, I think so. So, yeah, I'm going out and then just a quick video before I'm going out. And then, what I want to talk about is actually like working. If you are working on the weekend, if you are thinking that if you work harder, don't ever listen to anyone that say work hard make you rich. No, they don't. No, work hard didn't make you rich. Because I was also like listen to those people, that convince you that if you work harder, if you just sacrifice everything, if you work at every weekend, if you work just the harder you can, it will bring you more money. No, it won't. And even if you will get more money, even if you get richer, but what is the cost? Will you be happier? No, you don't. Are you willing to sacrifice your health, your mental health, your physical health, only to stay in a place that you don't feel good? And then what is the cost? I've been in the environment that I was pushing myself so hard, and what is the cost? Like stress, and then got sickness, and then going into hospital. Like seriously, even if you and nowadays company, even if you go to the hospital, they don't freaking care. They don't care about you. They don't care about your health. They don't care about you. Nothing. No. That's why I don't like companies. I don't like working with corporate because once, what if you go to the hospital and you are sick, you cannot go to work, they will just replace you with another person. That's like it. No matter how loyal you are, no matter how much profit you have them make. And then another thing is that it's worth it. Your salary, your high paying salary will only pay for your hospital bills, will only pay for your mental health. Like, that's not worth it. What if we change the situation? I know that not everyone have a privilege, but create that privilege. Choose your health. Choose your health. Even if you think it's impossible, you can, little by little, start choosing yourself. Start choosing yourself. Because in this world, there are so many people that exploit our goal, that exploit our desire, anything. Your goal to reach certain income, your goal to reach certain status, or anything, traveling. Be careful on you, who you are telling your goal, because there are certain people that will exploit your wish, that will exploit your desire and your passion, just because they have more money, just because they have more power. They can, I can help you reaching your goal, but in what cost? You will sacrifice yourself, and then doing so much labor, and at the end of the day, the one that making higher profit, the one that will make the most profit is not the one that work hardest everywhere, anywhere. Like if we see like people that work, who are working the hardest. People on the supermarket, people on the cashier, people on the waitress. It's it's always people that serve, in the service area, like cleaning lady, hospital lady, and housekeeping, and then office boy, or yeah. And like they earn so little, and especially in Indonesia, like people that work in construction, they literally always like put their life on the stake, like it's so dangerous, but they are even paid under minimum wage. And it made my blood boil, because that's what capitalism is. It's great because, okay, everyone got to work, but not everyone got to work. But if you got to work like with capital, it's always people. It means that there is one person that holding the capital, that holding the money. you know for example, like in the company you work, il the labor that you give will give profit to the company. But the profit, the earnings that earned by the result of having so much people doing the labor, but it goes to the founder. It goes to the manager that didn't do the dirty works. you know I mean, it's okay if you want other people to work for you, but please, I mean, be human. Like, there are so many unethical business, labor, and many stuff, But so, and another thing about capital and money. Now I'm practicing it by myself, like spending not in a way that I only focus on myself, but I also being more mindful of where do my money go. If I buy this product from this company, like what do they stand for? Like do they fund Israel? Or yeah, do they fund Israel that support? Yeah, just no. But like being more mindful, like supporting Palestine, even by little, like it can go so much. And then another thing is also be careful about the ingredients. Be careful about, just little by little start to reading the ingredient list, the expiration date, and ingredient list. It's not the same for everyone. Maybe this ingredient will works for you. Maybe this ingredient will feel bad for me. But if you know what ingredient works, then buy it. But the best ingredient, the best food is always came from nature. So buying fresh groceries, and I envy people that can grow their own, veggies. They can have their own farm. But yeah, like actually nature. But it's so fascinating to think that nature in the first already have everything. Like it already have everything provided for human to survive, to live a good life. From the meat, from the house, it all the resource, it all from nature. The wood is from the tree. and then the food is from hunting, and then fish from the sea, and then oil, whatever, like it's always from the earth. And it's actually so, isn't it so sad that it feels like we take so much from the earth and we forget about it. We forget where it came from, and we didn't put respect, even paying back to the earth. Just as simple as not, just take care. Not taking care of the earth, like, even if the earth is always taking care of us. And another thing also, maybe in the next I will talk about like the earth, the mother earth, and this feminine energy, and debunking, feminine mean like good girl, like you don't get angry, and it's always just cutesy. People hate the word feminine and masculine because the meaning of it is already so distorted from the truth. So yeah, that's all for today. Bye bye.